Hello everyone. So welcome to this Google Hangout webinar on Introduction to Online Advertising. My name is Amitabh Verma, and I'm going to take you through this very interesting topic for the next half an hour or so, and then I'll spend about last 15 minutes taking questions from you. So yeah, before we get started, a little bit about myself, what I do, and why are we doing this webinar. So I run this company called AMP Digital, and in this part of this company, we do two things. One is that we manage online advertising for a handful of customers. We manage their accounts, and at the same time, we are very focused on training. So we train professionals, corporates, um, etc., on digital marketing, social media, online advertising, analytics, etc., etc. We are based in Gurgaon, and I'm very excited to bring you this webinar on introduction to online advertising. Now, what is this webinar is going to be like? So this is a very introduction to online advertising, and we are going to talk at a very high level what this is all about. And what I've done is that I've picked up certain questions that you might have, and we're going to deal in a very Q&A kind of a format. So with that in mind, let's get started. And I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to show you a few slides. And also during the thing, I'll also take you to certain ads, etc., which is going on currently. So let me just share the screen and get started with the webinar. Okay, so this is our slide, and I hope that this slide is visible to you. Like I said, my name is Amitabh, and okay, the final thing is questions. Like if you have questions, what you can do is that you can put the questions in the comments column. So if you are actually watching this, the questions can come here, and you can actually write down your questions, and I'll be very happy to answer them for you. So, so with that, let's get started. So, let's you have an e-commerce website, like you own a website and you're trying to sell the products that either you produce or the products from the market. So the first question is that once you create the website, how do you get people to come and visit your website? That's the first question that everyone has. So ways to drive traffic. So essentially at a very global, very broad level, there are three ways to drive traffic to your website. One is own media. You have some other mediums, like you have a newspaper, you have a magazine that you own, you have a blog that you have. So you can write about your own website, your own products that you're selling, and you hope that people will read that, click on the links, and come to the website. Or even if it's a newspaper or magazine, they will read about you in that newspaper or magazine and come. Then there is a second one, it's called owned media, wherein like a social kind of a thing, you actually post about yourself. People read and know about you, and they go and tell others, and then others get to know about you from their friends and family, and they again come back to your website and check. Okay, so these are the two ways, and the third and the most important way right now is the paid media. Okay, and this webinar is all about focused on paid media, and we will see how can we have a paid media drive traffic to us. Okay, so what is a paid media in an online context? So remember, this is an online context webinar. You can also have an offline paid media, but we are currently talking about online. So in an online content context, you can run your ads, on Google search, right next to Google search. Whenever people are searching for something, your ads can come. People can click on those ads, come to your website. You can run your ads on display or the content site. For example, you can run your ads on ndtv.com or wherever people are, and people can click on those, come to your website. Okay, so those are called display or content site, because those sites typically have a lot of content in them, and the ads that show up are typically banner ads or very visual ads, or they are called also display ads. Then you can run your ads inside different videos. Like you're watching a video, there are the pre-roll ads, uh, kind of the ads that you see on television or inside a movie theater. Those are the kinds of ads that you can run. And then finally, you can run also ads inside mobile applications. So you may have, you may be, checking your cricket scores on CricBuzz or ESPN Cricinfo, and there are the banners that run inside the mobile apps. So those are the other places that you can actually run your ads and hope that people see your ad, click on your ad, come to your website, and then they can buy the stuff that you are selling. Now, why don't I show it to you? Like, why don't I actually get on to all these 4 platforms and show that to you? Now, the first one, of course, is google.com. And here we are on google.com. So Google currently, because of Earth Day, has a different logo. So you can see that. And let's say that people are searching for the products that you're selling. And in this case, let's say that you're selling shoes. Okay, so let's say I go to the Google website and I look for men shoes or men's shoes. Okay, and if you have a little bit of money, you can actually run your ads. Your ad can run either here at the top, your ads can run here on the right hand side, or your ads can come here at the right hand side bottom. Okay, so you can actually run your ads. People can see your ads, click on the ads, and come to your website. That's the first way, and these are called search ads. The second place wherein your ads can come is on display sites or content sites like NDTV or whatever sites that your customers may be on. And you can create these banner ads. This banner ad here at the top. Then there are the ads here on the right hand side. Then I'm sure there will be ads here, and then there are ads at the bottom. So you can create your ads and put them there, and again you hope that people will like your ad, click on it, come to your website. Finally, also on YouTube, like channels like YouTube, so you can actually either do these banner ads, or you can have an ad inside one of these videos, okay, that people are viewing, and these are the other kinds of advertising that you can do. So the key to these paid media is to select the kind of sites on which you want to run your ads. Of course, since these are paid, you have to pay money to somebody, and that person will run ads on your behalf. Okay, so type of ads. So the next question you may have is that what are the ad types? What kind of ads we can run? And essentially, we can have these 4 types of ads. Text ads, like we saw on Google search, which are only text. Then there are these image ads, banner ads. They're called banner, but they can also be rich media advertising, etc. And then video ads, the ads inside video, or in-app, like ads which show up inside the ads, and sometimes they're also called click to download ads. Now the next question is that how do we buy these ad spaces? Like I own a business, but how do I make sure that my ad shows up inside NDTV, or there are hundreds and thousands and lakhs and millions of sites? So how do I show my site? Okay, so the best way is that the one way, of course, is that you go and talk to these site owners one by one. Like if you want to go, you have your ads on Google or Facebook, you can create your ads and show it, or you can go to people like NDTV, Money Control, ESPN, wherever you want. You talk to them individually. If they're selling ad space, they will tell you the rates, etc. You can put your banners. That's the one way. But of course, as you can imagine, it's a very inefficient way. Now, to make the life simpler to us, there are these ad networks. And what ad networks do is that they sign up all these website owners, whoever have a space to show ads. And then rather than going to an site by site, you can actually talk to a network. And the network has a collection of sites, and at one shot you can actually create and show your ads on hundreds and thousands and millions of sites. So that's the job that an ad network do, okay, so that you don't have to actually talk to 100 website owners. Now at a higher level than ad network is an ad exchange. While at an ad network you can actually buy space, in an ad exchange you can buy audiences. So let's say that I am not so fussy about where my ads show up. but I'm very fussy about who sees my ad. I don't want my ads to get wasted. So I only want a certain audience to see my ad. So let's say if I am selling men's shoes, okay, and these are running shoes. So maybe my target audience is people who are like 15 to 45 and who are men, okay. So rather than selecting the sites, I can actually go to an exchange and I can say, boss, show my ads to people who are men between 15 to 45, and then and there what ad exchange does is that they can give me a slice of websites, okay, which is visited frequently by this target audience, and then I can actually show my ads. So an ad exchange is a place wherein a lot of the ad networks, a lot of these publishers go and sell the ad space, and a lot of these big advertisers go and buy the ad space. So that is an ad exchange. So that is the difference between ad network and a ad exchange. Now, the other question you have is, what are the typical ad networks? Can I give you some examples? So, of course, one of the largest ad network is the Google ad network, and Google has an AdSense network wherein a lot of publishers, small-time publishers, can come. There's a DoubleClick network. Then, of course, there are a lot of networks in India. There's a Comely, Ad Magnet, the Tairu, the whole lot of other Indian and other networks apart from Google network. And you can actually buy your ad space from any one of those networks, depending upon the kind of space that you want. Then there are also these networks which are specialized in mobile, and InMobi is one such ad network which has got a lot of mobile inventory. And inventory means the ad space, which is owned by the publishers. Okay, so InMobi in such ad network. And then ad exchange, Google also owns an ad exchange. It was called the DoubleClick ad exchange. It's also called AdX, and there are a few large exchanges. A couple of them are owned by the Japanese companies, etc. Now, methods of payment. So how do you pay? Let's say that you want your ads to show up on Google search or some of these websites. So there are two essential ways to pay. One of them is bid-based. Okay, so what these website owners, what these ad networks say that, okay, there are so many advertisers willing to show ads. Let's all of us bid. Okay, so they ask advertisers to bid, and whosoever bids most, they get the space. But of course, the ad networks also don't want irrelevant advertising to show up. So apart from the bid, which is the method of payment, which decides the amount of payment, they also look at something called ad quality. And we'll talk about ad quality a little later. So ad quality and bid ensures whether your ad shows up or not. But in these bid-based publishing networks, how much you pay depends on the bidding that happens for the ad space. But bid-based thing has one small disadvantage, is that you are never sure whether your ad is going to show up at a certain point in time or not, because it also depends on the competitors who are bidding alongside you. If they have better ads, if they bid more, then maybe their ads may show up above your ads. Okay, but the advantage here is that the pricing is determined by the market, and you are never, that you are never paying more than what the market determined. Okay, this is a very market-based pricing model, which is a lot fairer to the advertisers. Okay, because it's determined by the competition, etc., etc. The second kind of method of payment is by reservation buys, wherein you buy an ad slot, and you can buy an ad slot for a certain number of impressions or for a certain number of time period, like number of days. So, for example, if you want to buy the masthead or the homepage ad on YouTube, those are sold by the number of days. You can block that space for a day, and whosoever visits throughout the day gets to see your ad at a very basic level. So these are the two ways to pay. And in a reservation base, typically they will show you a rate card, and the rate card will be like the cost per day is 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20,000, depending on the popularity of the website, etc. And then you pay so much money, and then your ad shows up for sure. So that's the advantage of reservation, that once you've reserved, your ads are going to show up for sure. While bid-based, you're never sure. However, the bid-based, the pricing will always be much better. Okay, so what are the different ways to pay? So apart from, even in a bid-based scenario, there are different ways in which you can pay. So first is like paying by CPC, wherein CPC stands for cost per click, CPC. And typically, people who bid by CPC are the people who want to drive traffic onto their website. And if you're bidding by CPC, you pay only when somebody clicks on your ad. There is no payment to be made when your ad just shows up and nobody is clicking. A Google search, ads which run on Google search, is one place which only takes CPC bidding, cost per click bidding. Okay, so there's no price to be paid by an advertiser when their ad shows up, but they have to pay when the ad gets clicked. As compared to that, there is the CPM bidding. Okay, CPM stands for cost per mil or cost per 1,000 impressions. And here you pay by impressions or pay by the number of times your ad show up, irrespective of whether your ads get clicked or not. And this kind of a bidding is picked up by advertisers who are more interested in brand building, spreading awareness. Then there is another kind of a bidding, it's called CPV, and which is meant for what is called true view advertising, like in video advertising. And CPV stands for cost per view, which means that you pay only when people see your video ad. If they are skipping your video ad, if they don't see your ad, or at least for 30 seconds, you don't get to pay. And finally, you can also choose to pay by CPA, which is cost per action, cost per acquisition. So, the key thing to understand is that different platforms or different ad networks may have different bidding available. Sometimes you may only be given a CPC option. Sometimes you may be given CPC and CPM. Sometimes CPC, CPM, and CPA. Okay. Similarly, on video advertising, you may get a CPV bidding or CPM bidding or CPC bidding. So depending on the platform that you're picking up, you need to figure out what kind of bidding is available and then pick the right kind of bidding which suits your advertising objective. So if advertising objective is to drive sales, you may want to pick up a CPA kind of a bidding, which is where you pay only when somebody buys on your website. But of course, CPA kind of a bidding is not available everywhere. Very few platforms give you CPA kind of bidding, so you need to check that out. The other thing or the other advantage of online advertising is that you can select the right target audience. Okay, so unlike a TV ad, a newspaper ad, or magazine ad, wherein same ad goes to everyone who is watching that television program or watching or reading that newspaper. In an online world, you can actually select the target audience to which you want to show your ads. So from an audience perspective, from a website perspective, if I go to NDTV, I may be shown a different ad potentially than somebody else who logs in and goes to NDTV at this point in time. So a lot of these advertising is also audience based. So how can you actually pick the right audience and what are the basic methods? So on search, on Google search, the only way in which you can select the right audience is through keywords. And keywords are related to the search terms that people put in when they are searching. So what you can do is that if you want to run your ads on Google, you have to tell Google that, look, show my ads whenever people are searching these, and these terms. So if you're selling shoes, you may want to pick up terms like men's shoes, boy shoes, running shoes, walking shoes. And whenever people are searching for those keywords, your ads will show up. So that's the targeting that you can do. Apart from that, you can also do a location-based targeting. Like you can select the locations in which your ads show up, and not everywhere. So you can select locations. You can select the timing, etc. Like you can schedule your ads to show up only at a certain point in time, like only on weekends, only in early mornings, late evenings, etc. But the basic basis for search ads targeting is keywords. But then on the display side, which is on the content sites, NDTV, ESPN, all those kinds of content websites, you can do many types of targeting. You can do a demographics targeting, which means that you can select the gender and age of the audience, and only your ads will only be shown to those audience types. Also, because these display and content sites are huge and large, you can also select the kind of sites on which you want your ads to show up. Like you can either go site by site, you can pick your 50 sites and your ads will show up only on them, or you can also select the topics on which you want your ads to show up. And the topics can be like sports. So your ads will show up on all the sites which are about sports. The other kind of targeting you can do is interest based, and which is the people kind of a targeting. So especially Google, what they do is that they assign interest category to everyone who is on their network, to every person who is there on the network, and basis the interest of the people, ads can be shown to them. So for example, you are a shoe owner, you have got shoes, so you can show your ads to people who are interested in running, or interested in hiking, or in adventure sports, or stuff like that, or outdoors. You know that those are the people who will be interested in buying shoes. So you can also do interest-based targeting. Finally, you can also do remarketing, which is about showing your ads to people who have visited your website. And then subsequently showing your ads no matter where they are inside the ad network. So essentially, these are some of the kinds of targeting or the target audience selection that you can do. Now, what is the minimum budget? How can we get started? So in India, like especially on Google Ad Network, you can get started with as little as 100 rupees. You can have a daily budget of 100 rupees and your ads can get started. As against your TV advertising, newspaper advertising, wherein you need a large corpus of money to really get started. Okay, on online advertising, the benefit is that the entry barrier is very low. So people with as little as 100 rupees per day can get started with their ads. How to get more traffic sales but pay less? Okay, so these paid media is not only about the money that you're paying. Like I explained to you a little earlier, that whenever your ads show up, the ad networks also want to make sure that the ads are relevant to the audience, or the ads are relevant, or the people who are on their website, they like those ads. So what they do is that they also look at your quality score, or they also assign a quality score to all the ads which are showing up. And to determine which ads to show up, they look at both the bids and the quality score. So if you want your ads to show up many times but cost you less, you can actually focus on getting a good quality score. Okay, and quality score and bid can actually outweigh each other. So you can have a higher quality score, then your ads will show up even if you are bidding lower. But if your ad quality score is low, then you need to bid really aggressively higher for your ads to show up. So the optimization game, or if you are good working in an ad agency, you're working on these campaigns, your entire goal, a lot of time is spent, is to make sure that the ad quality score is high. Okay, and the ad quality score also depends on 3 factors as far as Google Ad Network is concerned. It depends on the relevance of the ad to what somebody is browsing. It depends on the quality of the ads, like how descriptive is the ad, what is the call to action, and finally it depends on the landing page quality, like the landing page that you drive traffic to once they click on the ad. That landing page or that website that you have, the quality of that website also determines the quality score. So these are the 3, and in the middle they also look at something called a CTR, the click-through rates, which means that how many times has your ads been clicked in the past. For every 100 times your ad shows up. So all these 3-4 factors, they determine the quality score, and quality score along with the bid determines what is called an ad rank. And if you have got a higher ad rank, your chances of ad showing up is also higher. So what different marketing objectives can be met? It's essentially like, who can advertise? So essentially, if you are somebody who's looking to drive online sales, like you're an e-commerce person selling online, you can definitely advertise. Even if, let's say that you don't have an online store, but you are looking to drive traffic to your offline stores, like you're a shopper stop, or any one of those malls, you may still advertise online and put some offers that people can take and redeem when they come to your offline stores. If you're a Starbucks cafe, you can always advertise online and people can and come in and buy. So you can also drive offline sales. In fact, all these luxury cars, they all sell offline, but a lot of these trial drives, test drives, bookings happen online. You are a real estate company, etc. The third one is lead generation. Like you want to get names and addresses and phone numbers of people who are interested in your product, so you can generate those leads, and that can be done online. So it's very important for an education institute like an MBA institute who's trying to get people interested in their business programs, so they can show their ads to the right target audience and collect leads and then follow up. Real estate institutions can do lead generation. You're an IT company, you can do lead generation. B2B selling, a lot of it happens through lead generation. Uh, Finally, you can also do brand building, which is about generating awareness in your future target audience. So anyone can do brand building, and this is about talking about the key tenets of your brands and getting people to like your brands, and then hoping that finally the brand building will lead to sales, whether online or offline. Okay, so who are the key players? And here we have to finally understand that there are two key players in an online advertising world. A publisher is somebody who has a website. He publishes content on the website, and he has spaces wherein they show ads, and people put in their ads there because there on those websites there are a lot of people who come to read the content, see the videos. Okay, so one side, that is the supply side. That is what is called the supply side of online advertising, which is the publisher, website owners who put lots of content and who also display those ads. And they are the people who get the money, who earn the money whenever people see those ads or click on those ads. The other side of this network is the demand side, which is the advertisers who want to advertise, who want to get traffic to their websites by showing ads on the publishers' websites. Okay, so they are the demand side and they are the advertisers. So these are the two aspects of online advertising, and they together build the online advertising network. Okay, let's say that if you are somebody, okay, so the next question would be that, I'm interested in an online advertising, I want to build a career in online advertising, then what should I do? So here are the three simple things that you can do. One is learn more, master the tools and techniques of bidding, creating, optimizing, targeting, stuff like that. So learn more, learn and master all the concepts. And to learn in online advertising, you have the biggest one is, of course, run by Google. Google owns the space. At least 50% of the revenue goes to Google, and the rest of it is, like split between Facebook, Yahoo, and there are many other ad networks. So it's always better that you start from Google network and mastering the Google network. And that also brings me to the second point, that get certified. Okay, so Google runs a certification test, and you can get individually certified. So you have to take a couple of tests, and if you pass those tests, you will receive a certificate that Google gives out. And this certificate is globally recognized. Global MNCs, agencies, internet companies, they all recognize and respect that certification. So my advice to you is that if you want to get into online advertising, get certified. And finally, whatever you have learned, you should implement that to work on projects, work on live projects. And so, because unless until you see your ads in action, you see your clicks and impressions, etc., which is happening on ads, the CPCs and whatever happening on your ads, you will not learn. So it's very important to work on projects and get a hands-on experience, and then you can actually look for a newer career in online advertising, or if you're already in online advertising, you can look to move up the career ladder. So this is a simple three-step solution: learn, get certified, and work on projects. Okay, so how can we help? How can AMP Digital help? So of course, we run these training programs, and these training programs that we run is conducted online. So you don't need to go anywhere. You can log in from your office, from your home. All you need is a broadband internet connection and a laptop, and then you're all set. It's instructor driven. So I can actually conduct all these programs. So, and we have a smaller group of people, like 5, 7, 10 people across the globe sometimes, they log in, and we run these sessions. The next batch that we have is starting from this Sunday, and those classes are going to be held from 11 a.m. every Sunday. Okay, starting 26th of this month. Our program is a 7-week program, and we take you through the entire gamut of online advertising, starting from search, display, video, everything. We give you practical training, sometimes projects to work on, and also we've started compiling the job openings in this area. So we can also help you look at the job openings and apply at the right place. So if you want to change in your career, we can help you there as well. If you don't want to change, then of course this certification that you're going to get is going to help you move up your career ladder in your own company. So now, and then the last question, of course, is why you should do online advertising. The reason is that everything is getting digital, and there's huge job creation which is happening in this area, and the job openings, the opportunities are only going to multiply. Okay, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you much about it. If you have any further questions, you can always talk to me, write to me at amitav@adsforgrowth.com. Our website is www.ampdigitalnet.com. You can go there, you can browse some of the courses we have. We also have some of the free courses, so you can actually go there and sign up and view those videos. So you can actually take them. We also have blogs, videos, etc. that you can actually look up. Okay, now let me just check out if there are any questions so that actually I can take them. Okay, so I do not see any questions right now. If you have any question, please list it down. If you don't, you can always write to me at amitav@adsforgrowth.com. Okay, so with that, I would like to end the session here. You can always reach out to me for further clarifications and questions. Thank you very much.